card issued by the Met Office at 0500 UTC on Sunday the 27th of August. Now, gale warning in force for sea areas, Dover, White, Portland and Plymouth.
How does it go? Red sky in the morning. Sailors happiness, sailors delight, sailors warning. Crazy sunrise, quite late now, end of August, as we exit Poole Harbour and make our way into the English Channel. 55 miles to Alderney. Spicy forecast, well, 20 knots after the beam, so should be there for dinner.
A different place today.
Yeah, a bit different to when we were last here. Calm, tranquil and favourable tide. Rounding the last of the White Cliffs before our French cruise begins. First up, Channel Isles, the English Channel, busiest shipping channel in the world. Lots of boats, I think, but all very well charted on our AIS platform. Hopefully we don't get in their way too badly. We can give them a shout on the radio. We've all been friendly enough getting down here on the south coast. All happy to chat, give us directions as to where they're going. Clearing up, looks like it's going to be a nice day. It was a cold morning, lots of rain overnight. It's dropped the temperature a little bit, pulling in a bit of wind from the west, from the Atlantic. And that wind should hopefully stick with us and carry us across. Yeah, excited about this passage. Feels like we're finally making way again after leaving Norway, going cruising again out into the wild. Need to fly the Q flag again, dig that out the chart table, get up a new flag, check in and all that. It's exciting. Isle of Wight looking awesome this morning. I think that's good.
How does it look?
Yeah, it looks good.
It's 8:30 in the morning. We left 2 hours and a half ago. We are a few miles offshore now, just starting our crossing of the English Channel, La Manche en français.
La Manche.
And it's been good so far. We had like just one moment with 18 knots suddenly because Joe said that the boat was perfectly balanced. But otherwise we're going at like 12, 14 knots of wind apparent, doing 5.5, 6 knots apparently over ground, so that's super good. We're gaining a tiny bit of height on our bearing because the wind is supposed to be stronger later, so then we can turn and have it a bit more like a bit more aft, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, looking forward to cross a super busy shipping channel and maybe see some big tankers. Who knows?
I think we will see some big tankers. We'll see them on the horizon soon.
Yes. Nothing else to report. I was a bit not worried, but thinking of like potential strong wind earlier today, but now we are out at sea. You just embrace what's coming to you and that's it. It's kind of a nice feeling. Just go with the flow. Yeah, it's been good so far.
halfway across the English Channel. We've got really good wind still. Still managing to make 6.5 knots on average. And we're just approaching the TSS transport separation scheme. So as a wee sailboat, we'll make our way across that as fast as we can, basically at a 90-degree angle in front of all the ships. Thankfully though, we've got a good idea of what those other ships are doing, where they are, because we're AIS, which is handy. Mally's doing really well today, shouldering some big swells from the west. The wind's thrown up a bit of a wind chop. We've got a single reef in the main and probably 2 reefs in the Genoa. No worries for Mally, just plows straight through the waves. And still, you know, the boat's flat and we're making over 6 knots. Just down below, keeping an eye on the approaching ships in the TSS through the channel. And something we really value with this Raymarine navigation kit is the AIS. It's a Class B transponder, so it transmits our location as well to all these big ships. And you get really high resolution, up-to-date data of any converging paths with these ships. And something we've just discovered, possibly with the new Lighthouse 4 update, is you can map the intercept of oncoming ships, which places a point, a target on the chart, the nautical chart, of exactly where the ship's going to intercept, if that makes sense. So handy. There are so many ships approaching in the TSS, tens, dozens of them. It's hard to predict which one we're going to be closest to. There's a cluster of boats here, and if I map the intercept of the one at the front of the pack, then it shows us where we're going to pass. Amazing, so handy. Just less than 30 miles to the Isle of Alderney. Seas are quite big, beam on, maybe 1 metre to 1.5 metres of swell. Speed over ground is currently 7 knots, 7.3 knots. We're going very well, with about 17 to 18 knots of wind. Solène's been putting in a good shift on the helm. I've been feeding her bread and cheese. Keep her going. Had some crazy bird life out in the middle of the channel. Storm petrel, Manx shearwater, gannets, great shearwater, my first ever, and sooty shearwater. So cool. Can't wait to see what we discover, what pelagic birds we discover as we keep trucking south down towards the Atlantic.
So it's got a bit more spicy. We just took another reef from the main, so we had to go a bit closer to the wind to do that. So yeah, just like the wind increasing to 20 knots, just getting too powerful. While we're taking the reef, we had like the visit of tons of white common dolphin. They were super cute, so we didn't really have the time to film any of that or even really watch, but it was super nice to have them by our sides, wishing us luck.
In the middle of the TSS. Big wave.
Yeah. While we were passing like a big tanker only like 0.5 nautical mile away, so it was all hands on deck, but all good fun, and we're still going at like 6 knots, so flying 7 knots sometimes. So yes, doing good speeds, much better stable boat now, so it's a bit less stressful. Hopefully the dolphin come back soon.
We're still managing to average like what? 6.5 knots?
Yeah.
6.3 probably. Wasn't quite fast enough for those dolphins to hang about though.
They might come back.
It was so cool here. We just heard the like as they jumped and took a really fast breath. But a bit too spicy to film. Trying to reef, avoid a tanker, watch dolphins. It's just full on, huh?
Yes.
Proper type 2 fun. Although no, this is type 1 fun.
Some of those dolphins came so close I was helming while Joe was taking the reef, and some of them came so close I thought they were like literally going to bump into our hull, but I'm sure they are good enough at swimming, so
Yeah.
I'm sure it didn't happen, but they were so close.
Felt like you could smell them.
Smell them?
Yeah.
How does a dolphin smell?
Kind of fishy, I suppose. Or maybe cuttlefish breath. Maybe that's who's been eating all these cuttlefish. We've seen loads of cuttlefish bones floating on the surface, like bits of honeycomb floating. Oh, there's a proper ice halo around the sun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
That means, well, it's like it's not the front of a front. I'm pretty sure there's a front on to the west of us, and then there's a front in the North Sea to the east, and we're kind of scooting through the middle. I don't know.
No idea.
No.
We have a book, we can try to
It's
go
windy,
and have a look
that's
after.
for sure. We've got very good wind and a good boat.
Yes, Mali, look after us.
She's loving it. Surfing.
Yeah, some
Watch
serious
this.
waves as
Watch
well.
this. Woohoo! Maybe another one.
Ew.
That's over 7 knots, 7.2.
Need to stay on the track, huh?
Yeah, but sometimes in life you've got to just crack off and have a surf, you know? Here we go. Woo!
Renho! C'est le cap de la Hague! À bâbord!
À bâbord.
À bâbord! Il y a le cap de la Hague à bâbord! Yeah, we have the cap de la Hague on port side, and first sights of France. I mean, we could see it from Dover, but it's quite different when you're sailing to France. So we don't.
It's much further from Poole, anyway.
Yeah, yeah, it's a bit further away from Dorset. But yeah, it's quite funny. Cap de la Hague is just near Cherbourg, which is where I started studying marine science. So many good memories. It's so good to see it also from the sea, because I never saw it from the sea at the time. So yeah, just like funny to see places where you've been over 10 years ago and you come back in such a different part of your life. It's amazing.
Time to get the flags up. Anchor is down safely. We've got a good holding in Bray Harbour on Alderney, the most northern of the Channel Isles, just north of France. Just filled the logs out. We had a speedy passage for us on our slow liveaboard cruiser. We did 55 miles.
10 hours?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Average speed was like 5.5 knots, which is good for our slow, heavy boat, especially after filling all the tanks and stocking up for being out in the wild again. Great wind, broad reaching, westerly, well, beam reaching rather, with a westerly across the whole of the channel. And we're anchored up, looking good. Lots of boats in here, lots of French boats, British boats. So it's pretty rolly. We're rolling about quite a bit. I'm hoping that drops with the wind speed. Just because we've got a shabby boat, or maybe not as fancy as some of the big oysters that were moored up next to it, doesn't mean we can't enjoy the yachty lifestyle. And our wee plug-in fridge. Guess what? Oh yes, we got ice. Solar powered ice. So we're gonna have a nice G&T with some Cornish and Falmouth gin, thanks to Laura and Alex, after a spicy passage. Okay, we'll save a bit of ice. Santé.
Et pas les pieds!
Et pas les pieds. Welcome to Alderney.
Welcome!
Mm-mm.
Super good.
Well earned.